not all your opinions are pessimistic. Like I saw that recently we were talking and you said that you have Kyrie Irving as a #1 player in the East, and you genuinely believe this.
Yeah, I think Kyrie's the best player in the East. I mean, just when it comes down to the playoffs and defenses get so tight and the game plans are just so specific, when you have someone like Kyrie who is just completely unguardable, there's no plan for him because he can do everything. And if you stop everything, he's got something else. It's just impeccable to watch. And with guys like Giannis and Embiid, I feel like there are, even if they go off, there are ways to slow them down or to make them just a little less effective. And sometimes that's just the difference. And with Kyrie's improvements defensively, he's getting a lot of steals. It feels like he's getting more blocks. He's just kind of everywhere and drawing charges, all that stuff. I just think he's elevated his game to the point where at this point I would call him the best player in the East.
You know, even before he showed up on the Celtics, I've always been a fan of him. So it's not like a homer type thing.
Yeah.
And I remember, like, you know, before he got traded to the Celtics, talking to folks about how would you build a team to compete with Golden State. And one of the top things I said is, like, you know, you need someone like Steph that can shoot lights out. And there's not a lot of players in the NBA that can do that. And the closest I could think of was Kyrie. Like, Kyrie not only is a dynamic scorer, not only is he able to, you know, create his shot at will, but he's also super efficient. Like, he can do, this season he's shooting around 50% from the field, about around 40% from three, and that's rare. Like, I genuinely said before he even came to the Celtics that I would have taken Kyrie Irving over Russell Westbrook, just because Westbrook shoots like 40%. He shoots under 30% from three. He needs the ball to be dominant, and like in the modern pace and space NBA, Kyrie is amazing. Like, that's what you want. So I agree with you, he's great. But, you know, over Giannis and over Leonard, you'd have him over Leonard as well?
So Kawhi's the one where it gives me some pause. I think they're very close. But there's just something about having a guy who in the last 5 minutes of a game where it's super close, that I just trust that Kyrie is going to be the best player on the floor. I just trust that he's going to dominate and take over that moment. Whereas Kawhi, I feel like he settles for a lot of contested long twos, which he's good at. And Kyrie does too, to be fair. But I just feel like there's just a little edge there that Kyrie has that just takes him to another level in the biggest moments.
Yeah, I get where you're coming from with that. At least from the offensive perspective, I would definitely have him right up on top. I mean, Embiid is a beast, and what he can do defensively is, you know, huge. But if we're talking I'm a
little lower on Embiid than you. I know you're a big Embiid guy, but I just think he turns over the ball so much. I think he's pretty overrated defensively too, especially late in games. He's so big and heavy. He gets so tired that late in games. I mean, there was last year in the playoffs, we hunted him. Jason Tatum would hunt him because he would get so tired that you could just blow right by him.
Well, also, I mean, Horford has been able to defend him exceptionally well. So I think most Celtics fans who probably only watch the Celtics games and see Embiid play against us getting made a fool of probably think this guy's a scrub. I mean, he's dominant. And the other thing you have to keep in mind with him is, I looked it up, and the last time I checked, Jason Tatum had more NBA minutes than Joel Embiid in their entire career, because if you consider playoffs and everything, Tatum had actually played more career minutes than Embiid. So the guy's still learning, and by the end of the season, you know, as he figures out what his game is, he's scary. He's a scary player.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. I mean, how old is he? Maybe 24, 23, something like that.
Right, and of course Tatum's much younger, but considering that Embiid missed so many games because of injuries, like, Tatum actually has more career minutes, which is ridiculous.
Yeah, Embiid still has upside. I just think right now he's just a little, obviously he's a star, but raw for a star player, and it just isn't quite there to be put up in the top guys in the East.